Breaking news. Nico Williams is close to joining FC Barcelona. Coach Hansi Flick has already made direct contact with the player and discussed Barcelona's project. Meanwhile, Inaki Pena is defining his stance regarding a potential departure from the club, while Chelsea maintains its interest in one of the team's athletes. We also reveal how much FC Barcelona stands to gain from the transfer of Abde, and in a new interview, Ousmane Dembélé has once again commented on Barcelona, LAMINE YAMAL, and the race for the Ballon d'Or. Before we continue with all the details, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications to always stay informed about everything happening with Barcelona. Thank you for joining us. After a remarkable season at Real Betis, the name Abde is once again of interest to FC Barcelona, not for a sporting return, but for potential financial compensation. The Moroccan attacker, a product of La Masia, is in the sights of Como, an Italian club coached by Cesc Fabregas. According to journalist Nicolo Schira, the Lombardy club has already reached a personal agreement with Abde to sign him until 2030. Now, they need to agree on the transfer fee with Real Betis, who holds the player's economic rights. The deal could be concluded for an amount between 18 and 20 million euros, a favorable negotiation for the Italians, but one that could also benefit FC Barcelona. The reason is that Barcelona still owns 20% of the rights to a future sale of Abde, which would bring in between 3.6 and 4 million euros to the club's coffers. It's not a fortune, but it's a financial relief in times of economic restructuring. It's worth remembering that when Barcelona sold Abde to Betis during the 2023-2024 season, the club retained 50% of a future sale and a buyback clause set at 25 million euros. However, by breaking Vitor Roque's loan with Betis outside the transfer window, the Catalan club had to compensate the Andalusians by giving up an additional 30% of Abde's percentage. Thus, Betis now owns 80% of the player's rights and stands to make a profit of between 14 and 16 million euros, a round deal for the Green and Whites, who had invested only 7.5 million euros in his recruitment last season. Abde scored 9 goals and provided 5 assists in 49 matches, figures that place him in a position to take the next step in his career outside of Spain. Ousmane Dembélé closed the season impressively. At 28 years old, the former FC Barcelona player was one of the protagonists of Paris Saint-Germain's treble-winning campaign, tallying 33 goals and 15 assists in 49 matches. With the departure of Kylian Mbappé, the attacker took on the offensive leadership of the French team and experienced his most consistent phase since turning professional. However, the muscle injury suffered at the end of the season, which will keep him out of the group stage of the Club World Cup, did not prevent Dembélé from nurturing a long-held dream, the Ballon d'Or. In an interview with France Football, he was direct in explaining what this award means to any player. Winning a Ballon d'Or when you're a footballer is obviously the holy grail at the individual level. It's something you dream of since you were a child. The attacker admitted that it's not easy to be among the favorites, but he believes his season can at least place him among the nominees. I hope to be among the 30 nominees. I've had difficult years with injuries and also with performances below expectations, but this season I've been consistent. So, we'll see what happens. It would already be exceptional to see my name on the list, and to be one of the favorites would be a great victory, even if I still dream of winning this award one day. The interview also highlighted a name well known to Barcelona fans, Lamine Yamal. The two shared the dressing room at Barcelona before Dembélé's departure, and today they rival each other for the same global recognition. The Frenchman did not hide his admiration. We were already talking about him when he was very young, there in Barcelona. When he arrived at the first team, we realized he was an exceptional player. He dribbled, gave assists, scored, all during training. He has taken on another dimension. Asked if he considers himself more spectacular than his competitors, Dembélé was sincere about his style. I like to dribble, but I'm also someone who helps the team a lot. I want to score goals, give assists. After that, everyone thinks what they want and votes as they want. If you like Ousmane Dembélé, that's great. If not, life goes on. We'll see what happens. During the interview, Dembélé once again commented on his time at Barcelona. Without exaggeration, he engaged in an uncommon exercise of self-criticism. I arrived there young. I played from 20 to 26 years old. I had a lot of physical problems. I learned a lot. It was an experience that served me well. Now, I know my body much better, and that's why I get injured less. I know when I'm doing well, but also when I need to reduce the pace and dose myself during training. For Barcelona fans, Dembélé's words represent a look back. The club believed in him for years, even in the face of physical difficulties and moments of instability. His departure came at a time when he was beginning to show consistency, closing a cycle that left a sense of unfinished business. Today, as Dembélé enjoys a good moment in Paris, FC Barcelona is betting on LAMINE YAMAL, a young homegrown player who is naturally starting to make his mark. Comparisons arise, but the club is following its path, now focused on those who show the willingness to build a future with a blue and garnet jersey. If you've enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps us a lot. Turn on the bell to not miss any news from FC Barcelona. Thank you for your support. We continue with more. Chelsea is ready to do absolutely everything to secure Fermin Lopez's departure from FC Barcelona. The young midfielder, a product of La Masia, has become one of the most reliable players in the Blaugrana squad over the last season, even without being an absolute starter. He has earned the trust of Hansi Flick and the fans with performances full of personality. The season was remarkable for Fermin. He played 46 matches, totaling 2,039 minutes in the Barcelona jersey. During this period, he scored 8 goals and provided 10 assists, impressive figures for a player who mostly came off the bench. His versatility, intensity, and tactical intelligence have put him on the radar of major European clubs, but none are as determined as the English club Chelsea. According to British newspapers, Chelsea wants to make Fermin one of the cornerstones of their new sports project and is convinced he will be one of the future stars. To achieve this, the Londoners have already approached Barcelona with a bold proposal, a direct exchange involving French attacker Christopher Nkunku. Despite Nkunku having a good season with 14 goals and 5 assists in 42 matches, FC Barcelona immediately refused. Joan Laporta and Deco were clear. Fermin is not for sale, neither on loan nor as part of an exchange. Barcelona sees Fermin as a rare gem. Even with strong names like GAVI, Dani Olmo, and PEDRI in midfield, Hansi Flick maintains his trust in Fermin, and even though the player dreams of becoming an absolute starter, he has never expressed a desire to leave. On the contrary, he knows he is in the right place to grow and shine. Fermin is a true Barcelona player, homegrown, and even with million-dollar offers from across the channel, there is certainty at Camp Nou. If it depends on FC Barcelona, he will go nowhere. The name Nico Williams has once again gained prominence at FC Barcelona after a summer marked by speculations and unsuccessful negotiations. The athletic club attacker re-emerges as one of the main candidates to reinforce the left side of FC Barcelona's attack next season. This time, however, there are clearer signs of concrete movements. Sporting director Deco and the player's agent, Felix Tinta, met discreetly at a hotel in Barcelona this Friday to discuss the guidelines of a possible transfer, a meeting that suggests more than just interest. According to sources close to the club, Hansi Flick has already contacted Nico himself to detail the sports project that is being built. The German coach reportedly called the player personally, explaining his vision for the team and the role Nico could play in the new scheme. This type of direct approach is usually a clear indicator that the club is ready to move forward seriously in negotiations. The relationship between Flick and Nico had already shown signs of rapprochement before. During the match between FC Barcelona and Athletic Club, still in the first leg of La Liga, the two were captured exchanging a hug and a few words at the end of the match, a seemingly fortuitous gesture but one that, in light of the ongoing negotiations, takes on new interpretative weight today. The Pamplona attacker also seems receptive to the idea of defending Barcelona. According to information from journalist Fabrizio Romano, Nico showed enthusiasm at the idea of wearing the Blaugrana jersey. Despite interest from clubs like Bayern Munich and Arsenal, Athletic Club is still trying to retain the player by offering him a new contract with a significant salary increase and an adjusted release clause. However, the figures involved favor FC Barcelona. Nico's current clause is around €60 million, a considerably more accessible amount than that required by Liverpool to negotiate for Luis Diaz, whose transfer is valued between €80 and €85 million. Given the Catalan club's economic context, this difference can be decisive. Additionally, Nico presents a technical profile that appeals to the sports management. He is fast, has dribbling skills, individual imbalance ability, and often stands out in one-on-one duels, characteristics valued in Barcelona's style of play. At just 22 years old, he will turn 23 on July 12. He also represents an option with a large margin for progression compared to Luis Diaz, who is already 28 years old. The age difference reinforces the idea of medium and long-term planning. Another positive factor is the natural integration that Nico could have in the current squad. He has already shared the field and the dressing room with names like LAMINE YAMAL, GAVI, Alejandro Balde, and PEDRI during call-ups for the Spanish national team, which could facilitate his adaptation to the club's environment. This internal affinity, added to the technical qualities and financial context, makes the player an interesting and viable option to strengthen the squad. For now, the name Nico Williams continues to be at the top of the board's internal conversations. Other profiles are still being analyzed, such as that of Marcus Rashford from Manchester United, but the athletic player presents himself as an option that balances performance, youth, and financial viability. The coming weeks will be decisive in determining whether this rapprochement will evolve into a formal agreement and whether Barcelona will finally succeed in bringing another promising Spanish talent to wear the blue and garnet jersey. And you, a Barcelona fan, among these three players, who is the ideal piece to reinforce FC Barcelona? Leave your opinion in the comments.